It's a beautiful Sunday, August 10th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's number one casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, good times, great rewards, and oh my gosh, it's bearded Teddy Lamb. What is happening here?
Um,
Ted has a
but
beard. This is why you got to watch on YouTube or on Spotify now. Spotify's got video now.
yeah, what happened is some laziness over vacation. This turned into a bit of an experiment. We'll see. I'm a little over a week in, and I'm in the can't stop touching it phase and
You'll
rubbing
get
on it
through it.
phase. This is typically where I bail out, but I'm going 2 weeks at least to see how we handle it.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
Wife has signed off. Typically, she's a hard no, but she's on board at least for the time being.
this is important.
Very.
This is an important life decision. You could be a bearded guy for the rest of your life if you work through this stage
Yeah.
and you like what you see here in a few days.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not usually at this point, like I said, I'm hating it, but for whatever reason, I feel like there's a chance I push through. You got to get through that tough kind of awkward stage. And right now, I feel like I'm in a good position.
People have been clamoring
Yeah.
for bearded Ted.
Yeah. What do you think so far?
Looks good. How much gray is there in it? I think are you going to go to practice tomorrow? I think I'll see you in person tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I might. Yeah, I'll probably go by
Oh, well,
there.
you got to go now because I need to see your beard in person. I have to
I've
judge
got,
it. It looks solid. On an initial reaction was, oh, that looks good.
yeah, I mean, there's a distinguished amount of gray in there, you know, just about right, sprinkled in throughout. Pretty good. We'll see.
I like
We'll
it.
see. All right.
What are the odds? The Oklahoma Sooners play a football game in less than 3 weeks. What are the odds that you have a beard for that radio call?
Um, will I have a beard for the opening radio call right now is like plus 220. So shaved is still the favorite.
I think I may. I think I may
You know?
take those odds. I think I may put a hefty wager on that.
Yeah, because you could have some influence on this one, you know?
Oh yeah.
That's a
Just text
smart
you every
bet.
day. Keep
Yeah.
going, brother.
Looks
Looks
great.
good.
Everyone keeps telling me how great your beard looks.
Okay, let's the beard just we that had to be addressed before we got to the OU football stuff. It
It's
just
been a
had to be.
topic before. It's come up before. So yeah, we had to address it.
So let's get to the OU football stuff. And Ted, I've got an important question for you.
Okay.
Did you get your workout in this morning?
No.
You take Sundays off.
Yeah.
Have you been moving about the house though, like limbered up slightly?
Um yeah. I'd say I'm okay.
So
I'm
the back is warm.
back's warm. Yeah.
Okay, because you're about to have to carry us because I haven't been to a single practice.
Some heavy lifting about to
I've
occur here.
I've been out of the country, man. I've been off the grid. But
Yeah.
you, sir, have been to multiple training camp practices. So you're going to do some heavy lifting in the OU portion. Sound good?
That sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's break it up offense and defense. Let's start with the defense.
Okay.
Ted's training camp observations on the defensive side of the ball for the Sooners. Where does the conversation start for you?
Well, I guess it probably starts up front. Um, Now, in fairness, I went to an early practice, and then I went to a practice on Friday. So I missed some time in between, but there's some things that I saw in the first practice that I saw in the second practice that verified what I saw, what I thought from the first one. And number one, Jaden Jackson's an absolute beast right now. The dude, he's put some weight on. He had that offseason shoulder operation. It doesn't look like it's slowing him down at all. You cannot move that dude off the ball. He plays with great pad level. He's incredibly strong. He's splitting double teams and putting guys in, pushing guys in the backfield on run plays. He looks like, after a really good true freshman campaign, he looks like he's going to step it up a couple of notches for his next go round. And that's not to say that the other guys on the interior don't look good. I've seen some real good stuff from pretty much everyone that they've rotated through. Dominic Williams looks really good. Um, uh, why am I drawing a blank? David Stone, seen him, we wanted him to flash and see, he was one of the guys that we circled, said this has to be a big production guy. Use that quick twitch, hit some gaps, get up the field. And I've seen that from him on several occasions. The interior group looks as advertised right now. And I would say, like, because I kind of expected that, right? With what we saw last year and the same guys coming back and a lot of the conversation that's been centered around those guys this offseason, that was the expectation. Some of the question marks were going to be at the edge spot, and R. Mason Thomas looks great. He looks fantastic, just like you would expect. Composed, confident, under control, but his get off looks great. He's doing a really good job in the run. I would say right now, it looks like that's the biggest part of his game that has advanced is how good he is at the line of scrimmage and some of the run game stuff. And on the other side, um, Marvin Jones Jr. start right there. He looks like a totally different player than he did in the spring. Um, he looks physical. He's got that great length. He looks like a player that's had a lot of snaps, just like we thought. He's got a lot of experience, and it looks like he's settled into this defense, and he looks pretty good on the edge. Danny Okoye looks, I mean, incredible. There's times whenever you see him out there and his athleticism, he looks like at times one of the best athletes on the field at all times. Crazy get off, crazy motor, nonstop. I mean, he's the energy you get from Kip Lewis at backer, like we see in the game where he's flying all over the place and he's celebrating and he's always looks like he's got the full adrenaline going. That's how Danny Okoye is. So between those two and then Taylor Wine, who is doing like pretty much what we expected, physical, strong at the point. The rotation looks great. Now, honestly, I don't know who I would favor right now to jog out as the starter in that spot.
You didn't mention PJ.
Yeah, you know what? I saw him a lot in practice one, and I thought he looked good. He did some good stuff, but I'm just now remembering that he didn't stand out in practice too. Now there's a lot to watch out there, and
Right.
sometimes you get lost in the mix. So I don't want to leave him out as if he hasn't played well. In practice one, I saw him and he looked good. Um, but those three guys stood out the most for whatever reason. Maybe it was just the reps that I saw and I missed some with PJ. But the point is, like, even to factor PJ and what we know from him, that it's a deep rotation. They've got some guys like I I would have right now, I would have no worries really if any of those four guys jogged out on the field. I don't think you have a chance to have great play, but at worst, I think you have a solid edge guy with great size and good length. So it just feels like the depth there at the defensive end spots is looking really good.
Is it a group with what you've seen? Is it a group that you think can kind of live up to this hype that is building about them being one of the best lines, one of the best D lines in the SEC, and one of the best in the country?
Yeah, a lot of that ends up with how many sacks do you have and what's the production look like? And that is hard to say, but I know it's going to be incredibly difficult to run the ball between the tackles. And I know that R. Mason Thomas is going to provide excellent pass rush. And on the other side, depending who you got, I mean, if Danny Okoye continues to progress and there's a chance between R. Mason Thomas, Okoye, Marvin Jones Jr. that you've got two really good pass rushers on the field at all times, plus a great interior defense to go interior D line to go with it. I would say where I sit right now, trending towards a yes in that regard.
Got to get Grayson Halton back to
Yep.
100%. We've talked a lot about how important his ability to produce negative plays in the interiors for this defense. So they got to get him back and rolling.
He's one of those guys that I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, he's played a lot of football here. I kind of know what I'm going to get from him. He's not a guy that I'm worried about at all for them taking it slow with him and getting him right before he's out there. I'm totally fine with that.
Me and you both. Let's just bump back to the next level. I'm sure you've had a close eye on what's going on at inside backer.
Yeah.
Kip and Kobe. Anyone else really pushing him? Like, what have you seen from the backer position?
Yeah, I think Kip and Kobe look about like you would expect. Really solid. Kobe's doing a really good job, running the defense. We talked, and one of my big worries about the defense was, yeah, on paper, with what we've got coming back, it looks like it's going to be a really good defense, but how does it all gel and work together without Billy Bowman and Stutzman and that leadership that they provided? And from what I've seen right now, the defense operates really, really well. And Kip and Kobe are are exactly what you've seen. Kip flying around, making plays behind the line of scrimmage. When I was out there in the first practice I went to, he had a big red zone interception. Um, I think Kobe continues to progress and he's great in the box. I think we all know that. He's a big physical tackler, knockback tackler. And, the pass coverage operating in space has been what I would say is his weakness. And saying it's his weakness doesn't suggest that he's bad at it. It's just the area of his game that can take him to the next level. And I feel like he's moving really well. And as he goes into another year with a full year of experience and practice reps and another spring behind him, the way you move the best in space is you have a great understanding of what you're doing and where you need to be. And I'm seeing that from him right now. So I'm happy with those guys, Kobe and Kip, right out of the gate.
Where's Kendall Daniels fitting in this? That was one of our big questions coming into training camp is where does he fit in this defense? Is he a cheetah? Is he going to play inside back or what have you seen?
He's played cheetah, and I've seen him play a little bit of inside backer. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if he continues to play like he's playing and get better and I say a better understanding. I don't see him making a lot of busts out there. I just see an incredible athlete at the apex of this defense, in that cheetah spot, that his his length and what he provides in coverage is crazy good. And he is awesome at attacking the line of scrimmage in the run game. He's a great blitzer. I mean, you got to imagine, Gabe, like whenever you're scanning and if you're taking protection to our Mason Thomas and you get him blitzing as a cheetah off a slot, running back going to pick him up. He's 6'5", 240 with the 10-yard run. I mean, if he continues to progress, he has a chance to take this defense to the next level. He has looked fantastic. Every time I've been out there, he's made really good plays in the passing game. He's just like there was a boot play where Mateer got outside on the edge and Kendall Daniels he's like between the underneath guy and the over guy, and he had them both completely covered. And there's like probably 10 or 12 yards behind him. And Mateer tried to throw the deep one and go gadget. He just covers so much space and just an easy bat the ball and almost made an interception on it. He's good, man. He looks right now, he looks better than I thought he was going to look because I just wasn't sure. Different positions. They're putting a lot on him at that spot. He looks like a sponge. He is I've really liked what I've seen. Very, very impressed with him.
Well, I love hearing that. Now,
Yeah.
I think everyone's big question for the defense is the secondary. Felt good about what they were going to be up front. You've got Kip and Kobe at linebacker who have played a lot of ball for OU. And then you got this question mark in the back end of the defense. Where's the conversation with the secondary start for you after what you've seen in camp?
They look solid. Before we jump, let me go back to linebacker. And I do need to mention Owen Heineke is looking really good out there at Mike. Omasigo is looking really good. And I've been impressed with Nesta. Nesta's looking pretty solid at the inside spot as well. So
Nesta is also just going back and thinking about seeing him at spring ball. It's a large human being.
He's put on since spring, he's put on some good muscle. I don't know if he's kind of just moving 100% into the football thing. I'm not exactly sure there, but he's put on some size and it looks like he's really focused in and he looks really good. He's making some big jumps.
Just Dryling screaming at everyone.
Yeah. They've
Love
been
that
good.
guy. A lot of people don't know. Nate Dryling and I, we played in the East-West Shrine game together.
Really?
Yeah, we're the same age.
How about that?
I remember
didn't know
being
that.
like, who is this crazy white backer?
Just a tackling machine,
Oh,
four-time All-American. That's awesome.
see ball, get ball, and now scream.
Yeah.
He's
But
the first. He's exactly what you want in a linebackers coach.
yeah, and I'll say this too. I really like um the coaching dynamic between uh Cheetah, Backer, Dryling, and Goodwin and Venables. Like the mix there looks really good. I mean, you're getting a lot of good coaching at those spots. Like, I mean, Kendall Daniels basically has a personal coach everywhere he goes on the field. So it's really good to see. Sorry to jump back to that
No,
from the
no. Oh,
secondary.
I'm shocked you had to get a little more commentary in about the linebackers.
Well, I know
This
that people have worried about depth at linebacker,
right.
and what I've seen there, I'm encouraged.
That's good. All right, back to the secondary. Corner, safety. Does this conversation start with Reggie Powers? Sounds like my guy Reggie Powers is having a heck of a camp. I like it, Ted.
Reggie Powers looks really good. And he's played that cheetah spot too. So we've got good depth there at the cheetah spot. Powers is making a lot of plays. He shows up kind of everywhere, you know.
I love his physical build.
Yeah.
Like you look back there and you're like, why is that safety so thick?
What is that? What
This is
position is that guy?
this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But I am maybe Dolby. Like, where does Dolby fit in right now? Because if Daniels is really excelling at the cheetah spot, and maybe is he a three down cheetah? Is he a first and second down cheetah or a big personnel cheetah? Like, where does Kendall Dolby, who I think you and I both believe is one of the best players on this defense when healthy, like where does he fit in?
Yeah, it's hard to know. I've seen him at the corner spot quite a bit, and he looks good there. Um, and he obviously is a great cheetah player. I think they're just probably going to see how all of that works itself out and what the depth at corner looks like, with Eli Bowen missing some here in early camp. Um, corner right now, it's it's hard to like if you ask me who the starters are, I don't know because it's a different rotation almost every time it feels like, at least that I've seen. Um, I think Newcomb has looked good. Uh, Gilroy has looked good. Jacoby Johnson looks good. And in the first practice, I saw quite a bit of Gentry Williams, and I thought he looked just like you would remember him. So they're moving a lot of bodies through there, and it looks really competitive. Um, I'd say, like, right now, the guy that's maybe caught my attention the most, um, and, it's just, I have to disclaimer, I don't always know the call. I don't always know the responsibility. So there's probably mental mistakes that are thrown in there that I haven't seen. But as far as like playmaking ability, Cortland Gilroy has looked really good. He can cover. Now he's one of those guys that you say you got him and don't let him catch the ball. He's a dog. He wants to go out there
No, no,
and
no.
compete.
That's cat coverage. You
Cat,
got that cat.
you got that cat. Yeah, that's right. He looks good. I don't know when the dust settles who's going to end up starting at corner, but it feels like we've got several guys that you feel good, maybe situationally, like if there's a week you're playing more man, well, maybe that is a Cortland Gilroy type of week. Um, Jacoby Johnson, he's got great length, great athleticism and size. Maybe he's a guy that you put on a bigger receiver. I don't know, but I kind of like the depth that we're showing right now with Eli Bowen not being out there. Corner doesn't scream weakness at you right now.
Okay. We got to get this right. If he's going to start as a true freshman, it is Cortland Guillory.
Guillory.
Guillory. Now, to your defense, I've heard some coaches say it the way that you're saying
I
it.
know. I
So
know.
we have to, since we will be, if this kid is going to start at corner for Oklahoma as a true freshman, we got to get his name right. Cortland Guillory.
Guillory.
Gill or E. Guillory.
Guillory. He looks good. I know that. We'll get it down pretty quickly.
His size just stands out. Like sometimes you see these long freshman corners and you go, can he come up like in all the perimeter screen game that you see in college football? Like, does he have the strength to like get in the mix on those concepts? And that he looks, I mean, he looks physically ready to play when it comes to like everything that can be thrown at you at the corner spot.
Yeah, I agree. And as a young guy, it's probably just going to be, more experience, more reps, getting to know the defense a little bit more. but it looks right now that he's got the physical tools to be a guy that can play in this defense pretty early.
So it seems, just wrapping up the conversation about the defensive side of the ball, to you, it seems like corner is still the number one position that they've got to work through the rest of camp.
Well, yeah, I would say it's the position that feels the most unsettled as to who you might see come out with the ones on game day. And that's just, back to the disclaimer, 2 practices, right? And when you miss a whole bunch in between, who knows what the ultimate story is, but it looks like they're working a bunch of different combinations, and I feel like there's several guys that can give you good, solid football.
So up to this point, you're looking at Kip and Kobe at inside backer, RSJ, some combination of RSJ and Powers.
Yeah, Peyton
at
Bowen
safety,
looks good
Peyton
too.
Bowen.
He's made some plays out there.
So maybe this is the easiest way to do it. Spots that are kind of still up in the air, one or maybe both of the corner spots. That second safety spot. The other DN spot.
Yeah.
When it comes to who's going to run out on the field first against Illinois State.
Yeah. And then maybe Cheetah.
Okay.
Just kind of depending on like that spot, that Cheetah's, I'm not worried about it at all. In my mind, we've got 3 starters there, So like I said, maybe it could go back to maybe a matchup week by week thing. I don't know, but I'm not exactly sure who they would jog out as the one right now, but I ain't worried about it.
Well, if you're not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. Anything else? Defensive side of the ball before we move to the offense.
I think that's a pretty good view of it. Maybe something will come to me later, but I think that's a pretty solid start.
How's the low back feeling? That was a heavy lift for you.
We're good to go.
Okay.
Maybe I need to cinch the belt up a click or two, but I'm good to go.
Got to really suck it in.
Yep.
Get a one belt loop tighter. People that have never worn a weight belt are like, what are these guys talking about? But if you know, you know. Maybe you got to put it on the rack a little bit to get some extra torque, Ted.
Torque it and then walk over to the chalk dispenser. Chalk the hands up. Here we go.
All right, let's talk about the OU offense and what Ted has seen. But first, taking a road trip this summer? Remember to stop at Love's Travel Stops. You can't miss the heart of the highway, and with the Love's app, you can save big all summer long. You can save 10 cents per gallon on gas and up to 25 cents per gallon on auto diesel. Save with the Love's app this summer and be welcomed by clean places and friendly faces. Certain conditions may apply. See loves.com for details.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to fire up your cookouts than with Didier Ranch's steak burgers made from 100% premium cuts of steak. These burgers are the real deal. Juicy, flavorful, and packed with that rich, beefy taste that you love. Plus, they're shipped right to your door, so you can spend more time doing what you love and less time shopping. Head over to DidierRanch.com now and use code SOONER for a special discount on your first order. Get ready to taste the best burgers you've ever had. Proudly raised 100% in Oklahoma. Didier Ranch, steak in every bite.
And we are brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma-owned company and the official drinkware partner of the OU Sooners. It's August in Oklahoma, and that can only mean one thing. OU football is back. Get ready for home games with us. Every home OU football game will feature exclusive limited edition drinkware drops, perfect for staying hydrated while you cheer on the Sooners. Each home game brings a brand new design only available while supplies last. So grab yours each game before they are gone. And with 10% of all Simple Modern profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, you'll also know you're helping Oklahomans off the field as well. Simple Modern, good everywhere. All right, let's talk about what Ted's seen from OU's offense. Mateer, good, very good, excellent, amazing.
Looked pretty good from what I've seen. He's made some great throws. I've really liked some throws that he's had down the field. Um, I continue to really like what my favorite aspect of his game is. The ball comes out quick, on time, on target. And those receivers they have to be prepared for that ball to come out and be on them right away. And you can see it in the suddenness with how they run some of those shorter routes. And from what I've seen, he's really accurate. Now, he's he's thrown some balls. He's put some balls in some tough spots, but I like that. In practice, that's where you see what you can get away with. That's where you push the edge a little bit, see where the receivers can come make plays for you. And our defense isn't making it easy on them. So, um, all in all, though, I've really liked what I've seen. I mean, he looks really good as advertised.
Has has anything really stood out to you compared to what you saw from him in the spring?
Um, I've seen. I don't remember how much. Uh, I don't remember a whole lot of watching a lot of called quarterback run game in the spring for whatever reason. Maybe it was just whenever I was or wasn't out there, but I've seen him quite a bit in some of the called quarterback run game stuff, and he looks really good. And with all the misdirection and counter stuff that comes off of it, creates a lot of chaos for the defense. And he looks like he's really good and natural on some of the read game on when to give it and when to keep it. I I I've been impressed with that aspect of his game. Just the way he coordinates the run game, when he keeps it, when he gives it, that stuff's looked really good so far.
Yeah, and it sounds like that's the scrimmage that the defense controlled that thing for the most part, but the offense was able to find some stuff in the QB run game, and that's just it's so interesting to me to see how big of a piece of this offense that is going to be for them.
Yeah.
But with the way that they're talking about Michael Hawkins, because normally you'll say, do we really want to run our starting quarterback, get him hit? Because maybe we don't love our backup situation. But the way that Hawkins has progressed, like they're feeling really good about the type of player he's going to be. So it's just one of those things where maybe Ben Arbuckle calls plays with with zero hesitation, Ted. I don't know.
Yeah. And I'll say the same thing about Hawkins. The called quarterback run game, he's been excellent as well. And I, I've been impressed with him, just like his field command, and he looks like he is operating at a much quicker tempo. He's making smart plays. He's, throwing the football away sometimes whenever he needs to. Um, I I feel like we're in a good spot with both quarterbacks right now. And I would even say I've seen Neubauer make some really good throws. You got
Offensive
big
line.
arm. O line. Yeah. I,
I can't wait to get my eyes on him.
yeah.
But what have been your thoughts so far? What you've seen from the group?
I, I like what I see. I think that the thing that really stands out to me is the depth that they have. And you've been able to see some moving pieces at different spots, trying some different spots. So everyone knows that Simmons has missed some time. And with that, you've seen some different pieces move around a little bit. And when I was out there, Logan Howland was playing the right tackle spot, and he and Baklinko were rotating in when Simmons was out. And I thought they both looked really good, solid. Um, you're starting to see some pieces moving around on the interior. Fogier was getting into the mix, and Fogier was in at right guard, and they moved Fabechi over to left guard to try that out a little bit. You had Fabechi and Sexton over there on the left side. Um, EPL's done good at left guard. I've been really impressed with Troy Everett. I think he's done a really good job up to this point. And
Ted, I told you, hey, it could go one or two ways when they bring in a guy
yeah,
to take your job. And I am not surprised at all that Troy responded to that challenge the way that he has. I think he is, just from some of the conversations I've had, he is playing by far the best football of his career.
he looks good. Yeah,
So
he looks really
I
solid.
am, once again, can't wait to get my eyes on it. But that is what I expected from him. That is how I expected him to react. And it's good to hear that he's playing at a much higher level because he needs to. If this team wants to have a really, really good offense, like they need to get good play from that center position. So it's very encouraging.
Yeah, and that's not to say that Michael hasn't been good. I've kind of liked what I've seen from him. He's got a little something to him, scrappy, and he's got some length out there that helps him. Um, Fasusi looks really good. Continues to progress. I mean, to me, like the biggest thing is the amount of available players that you can put out there. Ozida is back and getting in the mix. Like, I don't know what it's going to end up looking like, but I just like the fact that you're not holding on to your ass right now, just trying to find five guys that can put together a practice. You've got pieces that you can put in and try different combinations, and it feels like it feels like you've got 7, 8 guys right now that are playing some good, solid football. Now, what level are they at? We'll have to wait for you to go out there and get some eyes on them to say where exactly they are as a group. But I like the fact that we've got a bunch of different guys rotating through that. There's not glaring holes. I'm not seeing a bunch of just guys whiffing, getting beat instantly. There's been some protection issues and mental mistakes, and that stuff's going to happen in camp, and you get it cleaned up. But I mean, from what I've seen, I feel like they're like where they are now is, you know, multiple levels above where they were at this point last year.
I think at this point a year ago, you were saying to like something to the effect of, I'm really not sure how good Jackson Arnold is because he never gets to throw it.
Right.
Something along those lines after coming out of the first scrimmage last year where you and I privately were going, not good, dude. Not
Yeah.
good. This is not looking the way we want it to. But yeah, so I'm really encouraged that Jacob Sexton has up to this point been able to hold on to that left tackle spot.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember Sexton's issues last year were technical. It wasn't an, an issue where like, hey, this guy's not big enough or strong enough or athletic enough. He was just having some technique issues.
Yep.
And if he can correct those, like he is, I've said this many times, but you walk out there, you go, yeah, that's what it looks like when you see Jacob Sexton. So I think that's a very positive sign that he's been able to run at that first left tackle spot. And if Fasusi ends up being so good that he takes that job, then okay, that's a great thing. But if Sexton is playing to a level he's capable of playing with his physical tools, he's going to be a very solid left tackle for them.
Yeah. I agree. And the other thing, like you got to remember, um, when they line up in week 1 against Illinois State, it's going to feel like a completely different situation with what they're going against right now. I mean, our offense is going up what is shaping up, in my opinion, to look like an elite defense. And it makes life very difficult out there. So I'm encouraged by what I've seen.
Wide receiver, Got to have playmakers.
Yeah,
Satania, man, Satania, big plays in the scrimmage. Like that guy,
I'm telling you,
it
he's
seems like he makes big plays every practice.
makes big plays, is consistent, is there every day, runs his routes at super high level, high speed. He's a high energy guy. I've loved what I've seen from him. And a guy that we didn't talk as much about throughout spring and summer is Keontez Lewis. And he's been out there a lot at outside wide receiver running with the ones. And you forget, like, that's a big, good looking wide receiver. I've liked what I've seen from him. Burks he makes a bunch of wow plays, wow catches, which is what you want to see. Great after the catch as well. Um, let's see who else has been out there. I keep saying it, but Jacob Jordan, I mean, he's one of those guys that you constantly try to replace, but just gets open, catches everything thrown his way, has some good quickness and shake after the catch. Like, he's super consistent. I like what I see from him. I'm anxious to get you, because when you're out there at practice, you see Javonte Gibson and Jaden Gibson, kind of standing over there with the receivers, and it's like, my God, I I hope we get those two out on the field because they look so good standing there. But I'd say all in all, uh, Manny Choice has made some plays as a young guy. I don't know. I feel like receivers in a pretty good spot, but Satania to me has kind of stole the show early in camp.
Has any tight end stole the show for you?
Um, I think what I've seen from tight end is just it's solid. It There's no one really standing out. I still right now feel like Carson Kent is maybe your best pass catching guy down the field at this moment. I think Huggins, with his size, is probably your best all around guy as a blocker on the line, and then giving you something in the running game as a blocker. Um, Canick is starting to thrive in the role that we've kind of talked about as a move tight end. They run quite a bit of 12 personnel. Um, and
That was a big part of what Arbuckle did at Washington State, and it's not like he had a couple of early round tight ends there. Like it's clearly something that he wants to do. Like he is a big believer in getting some bigger people out there on the field.
yeah, and you know, I know it has to be incredibly frustrating for him, but Caden Helms looks really good, and I'm I'm happy and proud to see him pushing through the broken hand or whatever he's got going on with his hand. He's playing tight end with the Q-tip right now, which is not easy to do, but he looks really good, man. He's moving good. He looks like he's started to fill out. I don't know what his weight is, but if he can get that hand right and stay healthy, he's the best. I would say Canick's numbers testing wise are probably the best, but with the length and all the things that Caden Helms brings, if he can get healthy, he's the guy that can give you a real difference maker in the passing game.
He needs to have the use of both hands, though.
Yeah,
It's it's hard to block the dudes from Michigan if you only got one hand.
yeah. I think that's coming. I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't really talk to anyone about it, but it sounds like it's just something that he's going to be back from pretty quickly. And in the time being, he don't want to get out of the rotation, so he's out there going through it with the Q-tip, which, like I said, I'm happy to see that.
Not ideal, but that guy just cannot buy a break, man. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, the fact that he's pushing through this one, I don't know. I'm hopeful with him though. He's showing some good stuff.
Only position we haven't covered is running back. What do you think?
Well, um, it's really what do you think of Barnes and Blaylock? Because that's the only two guys that I've seen. I guess in practice one, Sawchuk was getting some run with those guys, but um, they're down to two, or they were, and I am incredibly impressed with Blaylock. He looks good. He looks really good for a freshman out there. He is uh, explosively fast, explosively quick, and he's up over 200 pounds, and which is a big jump for him. He was when we saw him in the spring, he was coming in. I don't know what he weighed, 175, something like that. Um, Maybe a little bit more than that, but he's up around that 200-pound mark, which is a huge jump in a short amount of time. And he's getting thrown out there and getting a ton of reps. I like what I see from him a lot. I like what I see from Barnes a lot. Those two guys are workhorses right now, getting it done. Physical between the tackles, look good out in space. I'm happy with what I've seen from those two guys. I'd like to see everyone else get out there and start to get in the mix a little bit. I mean, with Ott, it's a tough spot. I want to see I want to see the stars play during the season. I don't care so much to see them play in practice as long as they're ready, sharp, know the offense, know what they're supposed to do whenever we kick this thing off against Illinois State. Um, I don't know if that shoulder or whatever he's got going on is anything to worry about deeper, but um, it's time to get back on the field and let's see what you got. I don't worry about it at all. When I saw him early, he looked smooth, he looked fluid, he moves. He looks like he's maybe not as fast as advertised just because of how effortless he runs, if that makes sense. You've seen guys like that before, but he is super fluid out in space. I'd like to see a little bit more of him at some point, but all in all, long as we get to the season and we got a healthy group of guys, I think it's most important. But I've really liked what I've seen from Blaylock and Barnes. They look solid.
What happens if Blaylock ends up being that third back?
It would not shock me for a bunch of different reasons. Number one is he is not you are not giving anything up whenever he's out on the field and you're handing him the football. Um, the other thing is just the opportunity that he's got right now and the amount of reps that he's getting. I would imagine that he continues to get better and better in the parts of the game at running back that you just don't see as much of or talk about as much of. The protection game and just the route game, running the right stuff, understanding the audibles and the offense. So it would not shock me at all right now to see him position himself to where he's going to get some carries this season no matter what. I
Yeah,
mean,
especially
right
with
now, it looks like that. If you were to walk out there right now, you would not say that guy's a true freshman that's getting reps because guys are down. It doesn't look like that at all. He looks
you
like
would
he's
say,
competing for a starting spot. Yeah.
well, that's good.
Yep.
It's what you want to hear, man.
Yep.
Now you want Xavier Robinson and Taylor Tatum to get back out there on the field and see what they can do and just see kind of who emerges as that third back. Because I'm very confident in saying, hey, Ott and Barnes are going to be a big part of what they're going to do at the running back position. It's that third and maybe that fourth back that feels up in the air.
Yeah. And, the other thing I'd say is Like we need those guys out there to get comfortable in the offense, to see what they've got. But I'd also like to not drive Barnes and Blaylock into the ground through training camp with a two-man rotation at running back. Because there's a lot of stuff you have to do as a football team. You don't want the running back position to hold up everything else whenever you want to do some live periods. You want to do some live short yardage and goal line or different situational spots. It can get hard whenever you're at two running backs, and those guys are taking a physical toll. So let's get healthy there.
Get the running back coach some pads. Let's see
Yeah.
what he's still got.
I think he's got it. I think he's got it.
Anything else on the offensive side of the ball with what you've seen?
I feel like that kind of wraps it up. What do you think? Are we missing anything?
No, I think we pretty much hit every position on both sides of the ball. And we'll get
Yeah.
out to practice this week and, have some more thoughts on Wednesday's episode. How about that?
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, let's finish up with our winners and losers of the weekend. But first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. Schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
all summer long, the Garage is offering their triple threat combo for $8.88. That's a burger, fries, and fountain drink for just $8.88. The triple threat is available all day, every day in store at all of their locations. You can also enjoy Rad Hour at the Garage with discounted domestic beers, house wines, draft cocktails, and frozen cocktails every day from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. Visit eatatthegarage.com to find a location near you and order online from the garage in your neighborhood.
Insurica has launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Well, first right out of the gate as winner, I got to give it up to OU soccer. Okay, my niece is they're out there getting it done. They've played 2 exhibition games. They played TCU, who's really good. They've got some of the best players in the country on their team. Played them to a tie in exhibition, and then yesterday went down, played in the Cotton Bowl against Dallas Trinity FC, the professional team down there, and beat them 1-0. So they're off to a good start, playing really good early on. So got to give it up to OU soccer.
That's awesome. You're going to be completely dialed into OU soccer this year.
Football guys talking soccer coming up.
Just buckle up, people. Get ready for OU soccer updates constantly.
Yeah, it's fun. They're a fun group. Can't wait to see them a little bit more. But yeah, I had to settle on Shedeur Sanders going out, and it's not the first backup quarterback we've seen go out and have success in the preseason, but it's maybe the most hype we've seen from a guy going out in the preseason, and he made some nice plays. And the media attention has followed, just like we all thought it would. But I don't know. I thought he looked pretty solid. You saw a lot of the similarities from what you saw from him as a college player. Now, how's it ultimately going to translate against the best of the best in the NFL? We'll see. But I mean, an early opportunity to look at the haters and say, what do you think now?
It was a good performance.
Yeah.
Went out there and yeah, can you help me understand before he went out there and played well, there was this narrative building like, oh, he's being set up to fail. What was that?
That's whenever you go to the Browns, I think. Isn't that being
I
said?
I didn't understand that. Like, oh, he's going to have to play with the backups. Yeah, that's how preseason works, and he's not the starting quarterback. Like, get this is what everyone does in his position. Like that, I was so very confused by that narrative heading into that football game.
Yeah, you get into this. There's a wide difference between what the coaching staffs and the rosters and the GMs and the people watching the games and evaluating the games in preseason think and what the fans think, right? And it is preseason football, really basic, playing with backups. Half the guys playing on the field aren't even going to be on the football team in a couple of weeks. It's just a real base level evaluation. You want to see what guys have and how can they operate and how can they move the offense. But like it, especially someone in Shedeur Sanders' spot, this is not a prove it or don't with the second and third team guys against the second and third team of whoever you're playing. I mean, it's a piece of the evaluation process, but it is by no means the whole thing.
Did you were you impressed with how he played? I thought he handled it well. I thought like I didn't think he now the one touchdown throw, very small window, that was nice.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of on the fence between nice and bad decision, you know?
Nice and maybe a little lucky,
Yeah,
but hey,
that's
you end
it's
up
a
fitting it
touchdown.
in and it's a
That's right.
touchdown is what it is. But I thought it was a very solid preseason performance. Do I think that's going to make him the starting quarterback? I do not. But do I think it puts pressure on Dylan Gabriel to get back out on the field? Absolutely.
I would say it, it he handled he looked like he belonged out there. You know, I thought
Yeah.
he handled
Oh yeah.
handled it like he was able to handle the offense like a professional quarterback, and he got to show some of the things that made him an elite quarterback at the college level. And we'll see if it translates. You know, a lot of declarations are going to be made on what Shedeur Sanders' career looks like based off of what his rookie year is. And you don't have to look very far in the NFL to say that that's a foolish thing to do. There are a bunch of guys who go out, don't get a lot of opportunity early, grind it out, and become starters. There's guys that start right away and struggle, make mistakes, and then grow from it and turn into great quarterbacks. So I think he's on pace to continue to develop and be an NFL quarterback. I think he's in a good spot.
He's gotten an opportunity with Pickett. What Pick? I think it Pickett and Dylan Gabriel both hammies, and so that gave him an opportunity to go out there and get a ton of reps in a preseason game. Which I know a lot of people think preseason games are meaningless. I assure you, they're not for that coaching staff and for the evaluation process. And he went and made the most of the opportunity.
Yeah.
It's great.
That preseason games are not, they may be to a large degree meaningless on what it means for your starting offense and starting defense, but it's not meaningless whenever you're talking about building the depth of your roster and putting the right guys out there and trying to spot some young developmental players that you think are going to grow into NFL caliber starters. So those guys have to get opportunities to go out and show what they got.
He got his opportunity, went out there, played pretty well.
That's right.
We'll see how he builds on it. That's the important thing is, all right, went out there and did it in a preseason game. Probably feels good for the confidence. Like what's he turned that into moving forward?
Yeah. Something to build on.
Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I don't know if there's anything worse than doing something special, spectacular, getting a huge win, and then during a celebration, injuring yourself, ending up in a stretcher loaded into the back of an ambulance. Connor Zilisch in the Xfinity Series in NASCAR. What a disaster. Gets the win, pulls into victory lane, goes to jump out of the car and gets hung up, something, tries to jump out, teeters over, leg gets caught in the car, flips over, lands directly on his head and shoulder, breaks his collarbone. I don't, was he knocked out? I mean, it was a brutal fall. You go from victory lane to surrounded by a bunch of people on a stretcher getting loaded into an ambulance. Not a great way to enjoy a win.
Now, let's just get this out of the way right away. He has tweeted, "Thank you everyone for reaching out today. I'm out of the hospital and getting better already. Thankfully, CT scans for my head are clear. I just have a broken collarbone. Thankful for all the medics for quick attention and grateful it wasn't any worse." So he's okay. That's great, which means now we can make fun of him.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that a nightmare?
Do you know all the other drivers? Because I've never heard anyone being like, you know what, NASCAR drivers are great athletes. But
Right.
there's probably some guys that drive NASCAR that take a lot of pride in their athleticism and what
Mhm.
they do. And he just made them all look like, because I feel like everyone looks like, oh my gosh, what? These guys aren't athletes. Guy can't even get out of the car.
What's he doing out there? Yeah, it's tough to win a race and you come away from it and no one's talking about the race or the win. It's about how the hell can that happen? And you know, used as fodder for the NASCAR aren't athletes group, as you pointed out. Yeah, that's a brutal break.
That fall looked so bad.
I know. It, as bad as it was, it could have like it shockingly could have been much, much worse. And
He
he broke
broke
his collarbone.
he broke the fall with his skull,
Yeah. Jeez.
which is not what you're looking for. And remember, on pavement.
On pavement. I mean, and it was his feet were on the edge of the car and they didn't move. He just went, how? Brutal.
That was his series high sixth win of the season.
Dang. Okay.
That makes it even worse. He's won a bunch.
Not your first rodeo, buddy.
No, just take your time, get out of the car smoothly and safely.
I bet in his next win, he won't be so cavalier with his celebration on victory lane.
You can't race with a broken collarbone, can you? That sounds incredibly painful.
You, I
Does
think you
he
can.
have to now though to prove
Yeah.
to prove
Yes.
he's a tough guy? He's got to race now, right?
Yeah. You can't like if he would have got hurt in a wreck, then okay, you've got an out. But whenever it's on your own doing by clumsiness, you've got to push through and act like it's no big deal. Not going to be fun though, because it's not like they're not wearing a seatbelt like whenever you're driving to the gas station to grab a drink and fill up. They are cinched into that race car, so that will not feel good on a collarbone, I can imagine.
I'm just imagining his conversations way down the line, like, oh, you were putting your life on the line every time you got in the car. Like, what were the worst injuries you had? Well, this one time.
Dangerous sport. I broke my collarbone on victory lane.
Horrible concussion, broke my collarbone. Those other drivers just have to be like, now that he's okay, those other drivers just have to be roasting him. I imagine there's a NASCAR driver group text. I I can only imagine how much fun of him they're making. Like
Oh my gosh.
that's got to be so fun for those other guys. Now he could
They,
always go, "Hey guys, I beat all y'all. Like deal
yeah,
with it."
no kidding. Yeah, well, you're right though. It's like that it doesn't matter what he does. Goes on to the NASCAR series, turns into a great driver, bunch of victories. It's going to be a while before he's not remembered for this, unfortunately.
It's going to be the top of the Google search for a while.
Mhm.
All right, let's get to my winner and loser of the weekend. But first, three things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise, it's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED. Buttery soft and 10% off. All right, for my winner of the weekend, give me Tom Brady. Ted, there have been some bad statues over the years, but the sculptor absolutely nailed Tom Brady's statue in front of Gillette Stadium. I think it's one of, if not the best sports statue we've ever seen. It looks fantastic. It looks just like him. There's an incredible amount of detail in it. His body actually looks like his body. No critiques. It's an amazing statue. And it's 12 feet tall. So, yeah, Tom Brady gets a gigantic statue out front of the stadium, just like he deserves, and the statue looks fantastic.
Very cool to have a gigantic statue out there and 12 feet tall. Now, does that include the hand over the head, like
It
the tip, or is that 12 feet to head level?
That's a great question. I do not know the answer. I was under the impression that it was fist to base, bottom of the base is 17 feet. Or at
That's
least
pretty
that's
big.
how I understood it.
And maybe the best part about it was uh his speech. That was great.
He
Nailed it.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Or actually, let's just go straight in that. Who do we think helped him with it? Do we think Tom Brady wrote that all on his own? Because he had
Uh
several one-liners in there.
he probably had some help. I think, after he did the roast, he probably got in with the comedy group, probably asked someone for a couple of lines in there because they hit perfectly. It was great.
He checked all the self-deprecating boxes. I'm old. I'm slow. The fake phone call for Belichick. Like he checked them all. I thought that his line. He said this is the first time in my life Boston sports writers will describe me as chiseled. Great line, great line. But I think the comment about Jets fans was probably the best one.
Oh, that was perfect. Perfect.
Here's the quote: the statue isn't just for Pats fans. It will also give all the Jets fans something to throw their beers at as they lead the stadium every year, probably in the second quarter, maybe the third. Pretty good,
Yeah,
dude.
it was good. The timing on it was good too. I
It was
mean,
like it was like between like 5 and 6 minutes, not too
yeah,
long, didn't drag it out. Thanked all the right people, his family, his teammates, the Kraft family. Nailed it. The speech was, I don't think there's anything. The speech wasn't better than the statue because the statue is incredible, but the
mhm,
speech was very good.
yeah. It, it's good that you had some moments from it. Like the statue will be there forever. And with most statues, I don't like it's just that it's a statue and you see it and you remember it. But I feel like this one, you'll remember a couple of moments from the speech for a really long time and how great it was. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of goes with it.
I I appreciate attention to detail. And I think his figure is 12 feet tall. Like his part of the statue is 12 feet tall. He was obviously number 12.
Oh, okay.
The total thing is 17 feet tall. Do you want to know any guesses as to why it's 17 feet?
Um, well, he played more than 17 years.
He did.
17 times in the playoffs.
17 AFC East titles.
Ooh, even better. Wow.
And I guess with the arm raised and the other hand on the hip with the helmet, supposed to look like a six. Six Super
Oh,
Bowls. Yeah. Attention to detail. This sculptor, I'm
that's
telling
pretty
you, he
cool.
nailed it. Like
That's
if you
pretty
zoom
cool.
in on his face, it even has like the eye black that he wore.
Nice. That's
Like they were
cool.
able to they were able to get that into the sculpture.
I need to go back and take a closer look at it. That's pretty cool.
So lots of symbolism in the
Very good.
statue. And just I was just thinking, what do you think? Do you remember the Cristiano Ronaldo statue, his face, or the Dwayne Wade one? Do you think Dwayne Wade is like, hey, why didn't we get this guy to do mine? What's going on here? This looks exactly like Brady. It's perfect. And mine was, I mean, people are still making fun of the Dwayne Wade statue.
Is there anything more perhaps nerve-wracking as a guy to go see the unveiling of your statue and with all of the stories like you're bringing up, just be like, please God, just have it look somewhat like me. Don't make me look like an idiot.
That sculptor, you can't be the guy that messes up the Tom Brady statue because New England fans are ruthless people.
They are. They
So you
are.
just couldn't mess that up. And to his credit, nailed it.
Nailed it. It's good.
He's the first Patriot to get a statue. It's only right, right? He's the best player in the history of the franchise. And it made me happy to see because there was kind of that awkward ending to his time there in New England before he went to Tampa. But I was glad to see them work through all that. He gets like if anyone deserves a statue in the NFL, it's Tom Brady.
No doubt. Yep.
So I was glad to see him get that recognition. But now it feels like okay, when's is the Belichick statue just going to go right next door, or like do they put it in a different entrance? Like where's that one going?
That's a good question. And I don't that's a good point. I don't know. But I did you ever play a game there? Have you ever been there?
Yes, we. I was when I was on the Bills. We played there in a game where Tom Brady was suspended for Deflategate, and we smoked him at Gillette, and it was awesome.
Nice.
And then they came to Buffalo and hung 40 something on us when Brady was back.
That's awesome. It's a cool place though. Like you drive
Yeah,
through this neighborhood and then there's this huge, compound. The stadium is awesome. Like I don't know. It's very, very cool. I like that place.
fun fact: you go to play him in Foxborough, you do not stay in Boston. You stay in Providence, Rhode Island.
That's right.
Just little fun fact.
Strange. Yeah. Don't even get close to Boston.
I just remember Greg Roman and Rex Ryan. We would not speak the game plan out loud in that hotel. They were like, the
Why?
Patriots have people everywhere. Nope,
Oh my
not
gosh.
doing it. I remember G Row going through the first 15. He was like, we're going to run this, and then we're going to run this. And he was like drawing on it. Like they wouldn't even use computers and stuff. We had like the old school where you put like the laminated
The
paper, the clear,
overhead.
yeah, the
Yeah.
overhead, like yeah.
That's
And then we're gonna
awesome.
run this. It was
That's
so
great.
it was so funny. My loser of the weekend. Thought about going with Mariano Rivera. Did you see that?
Ah,
Oh, nightmare. Tears his Achilles in the Yankees old timers game on Saturday.
gosh.
Going for a fly ball.
Brutal.
I had completely forgotten that he had tore his ACL back in 2012, shagging fly balls during a batting practice. The dude is the best closer ever, but simply cannot be trusted in the field. You cannot like his rate of something horrible happening to him when he's trying to catch a fly ball is not it's not where you want to be, Ted. That is so brutal. And like at 55 years old to tear your Achilles in an old timers game has to be so frustrating.
Hey, you do not move from this dirt circle. Okay. You stay right in the dirt circle, never venture outside of it. That's brutal, though. I hate that for him. Mm,
It's gonna be a long road back.
yeah.
That stinks. All right, but my loser of the weekend, CeeDee Lamb. It is very difficult to scare your fan base half to death when you aren't even playing in the preseason game.
Oh, my gosh.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. CeeDee Lamb managed to scare every Dallas Cowboys fan by getting absolutely smoked on the sideline by a ref running straight into his back.
I mean, I thought whenever the flag was thrown, it was for an illegal blindside, but I guess it was CD out on the white. That was brutal, dude. And the worst is he did not expect it at all and just
When you're prepared to get hit, there are certain things you can do, like your body can prepare. He was, I mean, just Gumby. Ooh, I mean, completely destroyed.
uh,
And Ted, what's the number one rule when you're down on the sideline?
stay off the white.
Stay off the white. Coaches, strength coaches going up and down. Stay off the white. Stay off the white. This is why you stay off the white.
Yep.
And this is a product of a guy that has never stood on the sideline in his career, also.
Right. And in preseason, there's way more people on the sideline. So there's like everyone's kind of standing up there and there's just natural push to get closer to see. That was tough. I hate that for him. Not as bad as the Xfinity race, but still pretty funny.
I I loved his reaction. Like he pops up, he's just like, what happened? It's like, dude, you know exactly what happened.
You can't play it off. The camera happened to be 2 feet away from you when it happened.
Joe Milton absolutely launched that ball to Mingo too.
Dude, I know we've talked about it before, but that guy has an absolute cannon.
He absolutely, oh, there's no doubt.
He he can just rip the deep ball like no one else.
That dude can throw an orange a mile, golf ball a mile. But CD went from celebrate like, oh, this is gonna be a big play to I mean, that had to hurt, dude. I I imagine they're gonna have some fun with that in their next team meeting.
Oh, you know it. You know it. Once he was able to stand up from it and everyone was like, is he okay? Yeah, he's good.
He
Okay,
popped
now
right up. He popped right up. Now, there are things that happen during the preseason and during the regular season where every team in the league talks about it in their team meeting. They show the clip, you talk through it. This will be one of those things where every team in the league goes, guys, our guys that we are paying a ton of money that will not be playing in these games, stay off the white. And here is why. Here is CeeDee Lamb, the Dallas Cowboys' best player, getting absolutely smoked in the back by this ref because he's on the white. Stay off the white.
yeah, maybe so much so that through the rest of the preseason, if you're not playing, you may be up in the players box in the suite.
That is
You
also
know?
a thing. I This is my last thought on it. And he popped right up. And everyone was laughing, and that was good. And I was thankful that he made it clear he was okay immediately. What happens if he would have gotten hurt? What's that language in the contract look like? Sideline interference penalty in street clothes in a preseason game that results in serious injury.
I mean, I don't know,
Is that
but
is that one outlined in the contract? You know what I mean?
It might depend on who you are, you know. If you're a guy trying to make the team, that may be a non-football related injury, but I honestly I don't know. That's a good question. And there's probably a bunch of uh organization attorneys that are sifting through the details right now to try and get some clarity.
But
They
bunch
have
of
to have
the
a new amended contract.
yeah, bunch of the contract guys going, what happens if he would have gotten hurt? Yeah, what happens if he would have gotten hurt? I'm sure it's in there,
Yeah.
but glad he's okay. And because he's okay, that was hilarious.
Yep. Yep. That's I think you put it best though. Guys like CD don't know how to conduct themselves on the sideline when they're not playing, right? He's never done that before.
Stay out of the white, CD.
Yeah,
Number one rule.
it was good.
And now he knows why. My favorite part is he like gets up and he like looks at the ref like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, you stay out of the white because that is the ref's real estate. Like
Yep.
that's where the ref runs up and down, and it's for that exact situation where there's a long throw down the field and the ref sprints to try to get in the best position possible there on the sideline. That's why you stay out of the white. Like that's he is entitled to that space, and that is why CeeDee Lamb also got a 15-yard penalty on that. But that's man, that looked like that hurt, dude.
Did you guys watch did it show up on film in that 2012 West Virginia game when Joe Washington got smoked by the referee?
Oh yeah.
That
Didn't
was
they think it was? Didn't someone think it was like you or Dusty or something like that?
well, they called us out on the other sideline saying we were coaches because we wore like the
You were wearing a
polos
polo because you
and
look
the
because you're
khakis and everything and had headphones on. So they like stopped the game and were pointing at us. And I just remember I was standing there and I could see across the field that he was pointing at us. I was like, he's not, is he pointing at us? And then the ref comes over to Bob and Bob looks like right at us. I was like, oh my God, I want to die. And then it was like, it wasn't long after that that Joe got ran over on the sideline and I was standing right next to him. I was like, oh my God, that's going to be on the film. Oh, this is brutal. It is funny though.
he was
He ended up
okay.
getting the win. It helps when you get the win.
It it certainly does. Great game for the offense. Great game for the offense.
Right.
All right, birthday shout outs. Welcome to the world, Hazel James Moody.
Welcome to the world, Lucy Bev.
Happy first birthday to Cooper Stafford.
Happy first birthday to Cora Beanie Johnson.
Happy sixth birthday to Luke Stafford.
Happy 14th birthday to Grayson Aarons.
I think you named it. Named it? Nailed it? Nailed
Nailed it. All right. Happy birthday, Grayson.
Aaron's, Ahrens.
Yeah.
The only other one I could think is like Ahrens, but Aaron's seems
Aaron?
right.
Yeah, I'm going with Aarons. I like it.
I think you're right. Happy 20th birthday to Miguel Flores.
Happy 32nd birthday to Brandon Maggia.
Maggia. Magia?
Maggia. Brandon Maggia.
It's got to be one of those.
Mhm.
Happy 39th birthday to Ivy Wynn.
Happy 40th birthday to Don Wynn.
Happy 48th birthday to Jamal Frisbee.
Happy birthday to John Nash.
Happy birthday to JP Presco.
Happy birthday to Danny Elliott.
And last but certainly not least, happy birthday to Christian Flores.
How about that? Little build up of birthdays there.
We had a backlog. We had a backlog. On that note, episode 553 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Wednesday. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also check out our website, okbreakdown.com, for all of our stuff in one spot. We hope you all have a great start to your week. And until next time, we appreciate y'all for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.